Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we are back with another Veve and Ecomi video. And this one, we're going to be talking about something big. So we're going to be talking about if Ecomi is going to the moon or if it's crashing. Now, this is actually a great video from one of the guys. He was one of the first people that I ever reacted to in the community when I first came. Like when I first created this channel a few months ago, this was one of the first guys I reacted to. And in that video, even though it has a ton of hate, a lot of people didn't like what he was saying. I could tell that what he was saying was very logical. He's a logical thinker, and as far as his analysis and what he saw at the time, it wasn't really good for investing at that point in time, is what the conclusion that he came to. Now, me being a long-term holder, you all know I buy the dips, and I keep buying dips and things like that, but he does not choose to go that route. And honestly, that's what I said in that video. That's perfectly fine, him not choosing to invest at that point in time. And honestly, a lot of people who hated on him in that video probably would have saved themselves a lot of heartache if they would have waited until, like, well, this video. So we're gonna check this out and hear what he has to say in this video. Quick shout out to everybody who invested in Shiba Inu and are now using those earnings to invest more into Omi. Like when I made my Shiba Inu video, it got a lot of hate, a lot of toxic people there, but this is a prime example of why you don't fall into the trap of hating something or following trends and things like that. Use your own brain, think for yourself, and learn how to strategize and use a strategy that works for you. Everybody who got some gains from this Shiba Inu being listed on Coinbase Pro, shout out to all of you, because it's always some opportunities to make a little money and put it in the investment that you want it in. So shout out to everybody bringing that new money to Omi. So yeah, I mean, anyway, let's jump into it. Let's see what's going on. As always, be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, turn on notifications, and yeah, let's get into it.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are going to be taking a look at Ecomi. Now, Omi is a coin that is all about the NFT space. You can go on their marketplace Veve, buy and sell NFTs. NFTs are a very hot prospect nowadays. And we're going to be taking a look today about what is the future of Ecomi, what are the factors that can send it to the moon, what's going to send it crashing down, and we're going to take a look at recent price action in terms of what's been going on with the price in relation to announcements and what's this market cap and all stuff like that. So if you're looking at Ecomi in general, this video is going to be very helpful to you, and it is sponsored by Exmo, a cryptocurrency broker that we're going to talk about very soon. So Ecomi has a secure wallet as well as their marketplace where you can store cryptocurrency and obviously store your your digital assets, your non-fungible tokens. Now, Ecomi is a Singaporean company, and its main selling point is that it's got such good licenses and the licensing person on board with them, who is a founder and one of the people that really brought Pokemon, to the world. So their connections in terms of their team is incredibly strong.
One thing that impresses me about him is if you look on his channel, he does so many other videos, so much different content, always looking at a new coin, a new project. The reason that he's gained my trust in a lot of what he says is because I see the things that he knows and the details that he knows about Ecomi. He may not know all the tiniest nuances and things like that, but the overall big picture, he seems to see it quite clearly. And that's something that because I see that he focuses on like so many other different projects and coins at one time, for him to have this type of grasp on exactly what Omi and Ecomi is, I think that shows like he's very solid at what he does. So yeah, make sure y'all subscribe to him, check him out, man. You're definitely gonna like what he says. Well, some people might not like what he says, but you have to be okay with people having a difference of opinion. Now, as a YouTuber, I get a lot of hate, so people try to pass off opinions as facts and stuff like that, and debate things like, oh, the token will fail, when they don't have all the information and stuff. Like, people like that, they just spread lies. But when someone is genuinely criticizing something, which is what he does, he gives criticisms and real analysis based on facts, that's completely different. It's perfectly fine if he has a different opinion after he's looked at the facts that's currently available. That's perfectly fine. Now, everyone's not going to be caught up in the hope. We know there's things like the Veveverse is coming and stuff like that, but he doesn't necessarily have to care about that because it's not out right now. So as an investor, if you're just coming in looking to make some quick money, I don't care about promises of what's coming. I want to see what's there right now and what's going on, like what it looks like it's doing right now in the short term to really give me that return on my cash. And that seems to be the mindset that he has. He's looking for something different that's not so much Omi right now. But he is a little bit more interested. So that's an interesting thing about this guy. Like, I definitely like his approach to speaking about Omi. So, yeah.
Which makes it a very interesting prospect, because if you believe in the NFT space, you can see that their licenses relative to other NFT collectible places are much, much better, especially in terms of, you know, the comic world and stuff like that. So they've really got a unique selling point in terms of their licenses. Taking a look at their price, we can see they're currently trading at $0.002. This is down massively if you take a look at their all-time high relative to where they are now, almost about 6 times down. However, if you take a look at where they started, you can see that they're about 4 times up from their initial starting point back in February 2021. And it's quite common to see coins absolutely massively pump after their first release, especially in a bull cycle, and then fall down to their true value. Now, I think personally, I'm no financial advisor, so anything that I say should not be taken as grounds to invest. But I was never tempted to invest in Ecomi when they were sitting around these levels, and for that matter, I was never tempted to invest even when they was at 0.007. However, since April 2021, when they've fallen down to low levels of 0.0018, I have been a lot more tempted to invest. And
this is like that is exactly what he said in that video. He said in the video that I reacted to, he was not interested in investing at that level because he saw that the price was going to go down. And what did it do? It went down. Even when it was in the middle of going up, looked like it could continue going up. When we thought things were going to just keep coming out and being rolled out. Now, I will say that he didn't know at that point in time that the Veve team didn't have all their ducks in a row and stuff like that. It was a educated guess that panned out, honestly. But because if they had more licenses release after release, and they didn't lose some user trust and things like that, and started losing faith of people here and there, we could still be so. I mean, the token unlocks would have did a number anyway. But yeah, I mean, we could still we could be sitting higher than we are right now. But yeah, I definitely like his perspective and his input, because he was correct. Even though a lot of people did not want to hear what he had to say at the time, he turned out to be correct. So this is why he's one of the guys I've kept an eye on. He definitely knows what he's talking about.
And this is a coin, once again, like Coty, we mentioned the other day, heavily on my radar. Now, the current volume is 1.6 million. Buy and sell orders will be going through quite quickly, as that liquidity is not massive, but it's still quite high. It's only got 22% of its circulating supply in circulation. Obviously, as you know, I like to see their circulating supply close to 100% personally, if that's possible, which it never really is. Because if their circulating supply is high in circulation, it's almost at 100%, then their market cap is going to be close to their fully diluted market cap. And that also means that if there's any supply, if there's demand, as long as demand stays the same or increases, given there's no supply increases because all the tokens are in circulation, then going forward the price is going to be higher according to economics, just classic supply and demand theory. So their market rank is 229 with a 0.02% dominance. So what is going to send Ecomi to the moon? Now, it's a very interesting one. So we can take a look at Ecomi right here. What is Ecomi? Who are the founders? So David Yu's the founder. He founded his first business back in 1996. So you can see that they're really big and heavy in the license industry and retail industry. And this project has been in the works for a long, long time.
This man, David Yu, founded his first business when I was 4 years old. Talented man. And I didn't notice they actually start marketing. If you look here, I didn't know they start marketing MLB as well. So NFL and MLB, they actually are marketing those, adding those places. That's dope. That's dope. I know they've been saying NFL for a while, but now they have confirmed MLB, and has that been marketed everywhere. Really, buddy, this porn bucket. What is going on? Why are these trending? These freaks out here.
And you can see they've got brands including Batman, Superman, Harley Quinn, NFL, LMB, and some of these partnerships are huge partnerships. The only thing I'd say about the NFL partnership is that obviously Chili's is known as the sports token, so I think, you know, they're going to face high competition in terms of sports NFTs due to Chili's. But these other ones here, these licenses and the
what did you say?
Due to Chili's. The only thing I'd say about the NFL partnership is that obviously Chili's is known as the sports token. So I think, you know, they're going to face high competition in terms of sports NFTs.
Now, this is the one thing where I wouldn't agree with, because Veve has exclusive rights to use the NFTs that they mint in the ways that Veve is designing their platform to use this. So the way that they're going to be using the NFL license, they're the only ones who can do it that way. So just because Chili's is doing sports, it has nothing on Veve. It's not the same thing at all, to be completely honest. All they have in common is they have sports. But the thing is, Veve has sports and a lot more. So yeah, the NFL, the Chili's, it's not that much of a problem at all. But obviously, he is not a Omi YouTuber. He does not dive into this, so he might not know the nuances. You just looking at it from a surface level and seeing, oh, NFL, this other project is the king of sports right now or whatever. I see where he's coming from. So I don't take points away from someone for not deep diving a project that when they like research 30 projects a week. So like, it's like, yeah, I don't. That's fine.
Due to Chili's, but these other ones here, these licenses and these sort of collectibles that are going to be sold exclusively on the Veve marketplace is a huge selling point. Now, when something is bought on the Veve marketplace, coins are burnt, meaning they're just kind of deleted out of existence. And then the coins as well, people need the Ecomi coin to help those transactions happen smoothly, and they need them to kind of help you use the ecosystem of the Veve marketplace. And as well, they've got an augmented reality showroom type thing where you can display your what you've bought and stuff. So you can take a look at their white paper and see the future, but we know that just higher demand in general for the coin is going to send its price up going forward. And how do you get high demand? You need high demand for the services. How do you get high demand for the services? You need to provide a good service and a unique service that has USPs. And their licenses and them being a first mover is quite a unique selling point. Now, it's not brought me to the point where I need to invest currently, but personally, despite being no financial advisor, you should not copy me, I am very tempted to monitor this closely over the next few weeks and see where everything goes. And at this point, I want to say a huge thank you to Exmo for sponsoring today.
Yeah, so a lot of people might take offense to him saying that he's not ready to move forward too heavily with this right now. But yeah, I mean, he seems to make logical decisions. He's looking more so at it now that the token has gone to where he thought it could potentially go back then. So yeah, like, I mean, he's been making some solid decisions. Like, if you're sold on Omi and this is your investment, it makes sense for you to buy wherever the price is and just continue to invest and put money in every single month or every single so often. Like, I'm not a financial advisor, so however often you feel fit for your investment that makes sense for your finances, that makes sense. But for him, who's not necessarily looking to join the community at that level, and he's just like, okay, I'll put some money in to see what it does, like, this is a perfectly logical and reasonable approach to take. Everyone does not have to be like me when it comes to Omi is life and things like that. Like, it doesn't have to go that way. But yeah, they not sponsoring me, so we gonna skip past them. Exmo sponsor me. You can get that shout out
to Ecomi. So taking another look at Ecomi, we can see that in recent news, there isn't too much to go by. There's a few articles by Altcoin Buzz when it was really popping off. There's an NFT live stream where obviously, Ecomi are going to be part of it.
So he's looking on Google right now. So I mean, there's no interesting news going on Google apparently, but there is a lot of great news coming out. We have a Superman drop, even though this video was probably dropped before that was announced. But as of now, we have Superman drop coming soon. They have confirmed officially that the Veveverse is going to be coming this year. We are switching over to Immutable X. We're going to be joining the Ethereum blockchain, so that's going to be big. Yeah, we have a lot of great things coming. Also, during that transition to Immutable and leaving GoChain to Immutable, they may be leaving some tokens behind, which means we could see some a little bit of value added there on the token side, a little bit more attractive token overall. Like, that's what we could be looking at, because the numbers will be lower obviously, so we'll hit certain goals faster, that being the case. So yeah, their exact words was, there's no need to have a 50-year supply worth of tokens. So that means that they feel like they have a 50-year supply of tokens right now, and that's not currently needed for the Veve platform. So I mean, it looks like we could be getting some tokens left behind. What else? I mean, we have a lot of interesting things going on. So yeah, once again, he's not someone who just deep dives all the time into this project, so he wouldn't know a lot of this stuff. All he can do is surface level research and look at things like this that don't really share the full picture. We're bringing on street artists and stuff like Ron English and everything. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot going on.
Because they're talking about Marvel and DC Comics artist Rob Pryor, and as soon as you head into that sort of comic world, collectibles world, you guarantee that going forward Ecomi are going to be there. Last time we talked all about how Ben Armstrong, a crypto influencer, loves the look of Ecomi and Chili's, but he hasn't really done much updates since. Big articles on Ecomi that are positive. There's ones often talking about the massive price fall in recent months, hence this one right here. But if we take a look at their Twitter's obviously a good source to look at the hype. They've got 102k followers. There is a lot of hype surrounding Ecomi and their future. And it's often a good place to see any updates. Their pinned tweet is not an update. It just talks about their 2 new partners and 4 new drops. Now, I believe to create more, look at that. It's such a cool Ghostbusters drop. Now, an interactive 3D model is coming soon, which is crazy. But you can see how, in my opinion, I think if they really utilize getting these digital collectibles and making them useful in terms of a game or an app or something like that, then I feel like that could really incentivize people. It gives them a chance to show off their collectibles, and that would really incentivize people to get head on and buy.
This incentive that he's talking about, that's going to come in the form of the Veveverse. The Veveverse, they're going to be upgrading the showroom, making the showroom a lot more interactive and entertaining. There's going to be new video tools at your disposal to make things like TikToks using the Veve platform. There's a lot of things that's going to solve these problems that he's talking about. But like I said, it's not listed when you look at news, so you wouldn't know all of this. You would have to really be in the mix to really know a lot that's going on. So from an outside looking in, you have to really stay updated because there's so much going. Like, they update more than the average company does. They give so many updates and tell us what's going on so much that
buy loads more NFTs, and as soon as that happens, I feel like there's going to be so many more transactions on the app, and there's going to be so much more demand for the coin, which ultimately will send the price up, assuming supply stays the same. So obviously Logan Paul talks about why he believes in Veve. Who knows if that's paid? You just don't know, but you guarantee that there's going to be a lot of influencers on board with this because
No, they didn't pay Logan Paul. They didn't pay Logan Paul. Logan Paul just knows a good project. I don't have inside information or anything like that, but they don't have the funds to be marketing something. And also, Veve has just gotten to the stage where it's market ready. Like they weren't at a marketing level before. They didn't want the project to be out there and marketed. So yes, that's not an investment they would have made. They just hired a PR firm, one of the biggest and best in the world, by the way. They just hired that firm to handle the marketing aspects and the press and things like that. So yeah, they wouldn't have hired Logan. Like, just not there. That's not the type of decisions that they make.
Everybody loves collecting stuff, and I feel like I'm looking right now for some updates on the coin. There isn't too many, but definitely let me know what you think of the coin down in the comments below. For me,
I think that's the biggest argument. Like, people always talk about there's not enough going on with the coin as far as opposed to Veve seems to be doing very well. And sometimes people can't wrap their head around why Veve is doing so well and why the coin is so low and things like that. So, yeah, I mean, I think it'll be a little bit more clear as things continue to move forward and things change, but it's just it's a process, and people who can see it, those who can't.
It's got a very strong concept. The concept of it is very strong, and I always like investing in a coin that fundamentally has a good concept. Now, the next thing I look at once a good concept has been spotted is I always like to look at what's the current price, what's it done in recent months. I never want to chase a pump. So if I was going to be buying it around here, that'd be chasing a pump. However, Warren Buffett said, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. Clearly, the market right now is fearful.
This is why I like him, because he is very solid when it comes down to logic. Like, he's very logical. He's very logical. Even though his logic may lead him to different opinions than I have, what he's saying is logical. So even though we may have differing viewpoints and different opinions, what he's saying still makes sense. It's perfectly fine. So yeah, like, a lot of people bought in up here, got depressed, got mad, so now they ready to sell down here. And that, like, people are, a lot of it, we have a lot of backwards investors, a lot of people who can't, like, get to buying things that's pumping as opposed to buying things when they dump. Like, real investors and good investors look for things that's in the red, looks for things that's down a lot, but it's valuable. It's valuable. Something that has the potential to move back up because it's down, because it shot up. Like, Veve has shot up before, and it shot up like this at a point where it really didn't have much to offer. Like, it didn't have much to offer at all at this stage. It's just now building to a point where it's having more and more to offer. So Veve's value is going up, but yeah, like it right now you're at an amazing buy point right here. So yeah, this is my thoughts.
It's been on a massive downward trend. Who knows how long this could continue for, but I am super interested in buying Ecomi right now. It's definitely next payday going to be one that I'm going to consider. And I feel like if it went to 0.001, I would definitely get involved. Their market cap as well, I look at to see if they're under or overvalued.
I'm looking for that same buy zone. I told you all this. I told you I was looking for that same buy zones. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. He does not have to look at the project as much as I do, and he's drawing similar conclusions and entry points and things like that to me. And that just goes to show you that even though we fundamentally do different things, he's getting to the same spot. Like, so, I mean, that was the next buy zone for me. I was not going to buy in the twos because, I mean, inevitably it's going to go down into the ones. It's inevitable. We have more token unlocks coming in the future in a couple months. So, I mean, we have a couple of more token unlocks happening this year. So yeah, we're going to be seeing some lower prices. Like, no matter what news they announce, like, they would have to announce an insane amount of news for that to combat these token unlocks. But yeah, we got to see. Or maybe some of the unlocked tokens, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know how they're going to do the circulations, what they're going to leave behind and things like that. But yeah.
It's really difficult to say. I don't have the data on how many transactions Ecomi is doing, how many drops there are, and so on. I know they've got lots of users, but users doesn't always mean that it's a good business. You could have 1 million users but 0 transactions, and your business is worthless. At a market cap of 400 million, I feel like that's fairly reasonable, but at a market cap, fully diluted market cap of 2 billion, that's when it almost really stretches my kind of, is it under or overvalued? Because market cap of 400 million, I think fair enough. Fully diluted market cap, I think, well, that could be, is that potentially overvalued? Now, I know, as everybody points out to me, that their circulating supply is really low and so many of their coins are locked up in smart contracts, which is always good, but it still poses quite a few questions about, you know, what happens when these coins eventually come out? How long is the hold for of this coin? But I feel like their virtual reality showroom and the virtual reality kind of integration, hopefully with other apps, would be amazing. Like, imagine a game where you could, virtual reality, where the stuff you would have in your house and could drive around is the cars and stuff you bought in Ecomi. That sort of stuff would send this going crazy. So let me know what you think down in the comments below and your price predictions. Take care. Thanks for watching.
There we have it, man. So this was a great video. Be sure to subscribe to him. His link is down below as always, man. This was a great video. As you can see, he's pretty solid with the things that he talks about. I think more people in this community definitely have to learn to disagree with someone, but really still respect logical opinions and logical perspectives. A lot of people try to make it seem like the same thing when it was like what will happen in the comments a lot of times is people will make stuff up, say something that's completely stupid, or try to say that you said something that you didn't say, and then they'll try to argue points against something that was never the argument to begin with. In reality, he studied, he had valid criticisms, and he had a valid perspective, and I think that it's definitely, this is very good. So I don't know why he's getting a lot of hate or whatever, because he's not on the Ecomi bandwagon. Everybody doesn't need to be. I love perspectives like this. So yeah, let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let me catch y'all on the next one. Peace out, y'all.